Hello everyone, today we've got a new service and do-it-yourself repair kit to announce. This is the 4.3-inch Yamaha Connext screen. It looks just like this in the photo. It will commonly delaminate or peel away from the backing surface like you see here. We also see touch problems. Either is dead zones, it's frozen, unresponsive. All of that stuff is very, very common. And if you look online or go to the dealer, you'll find a very expensive repair for new units. We offer a service that just replaces the screen assembly, the only part that fails, and you can check out at mtcscreens.com. That's going to be the only place you're going to be able to find these online. There are two specific versions to choose from. We'll get into that in a second here and show you how to install it. But navigate to the website mtcscreens.com, enter your year, make, and model, and we'll show you how to order there. To remove it from your boat, there are 4 nuts on the back of the display. You can easily remove those, and those will release the metal U-shaped brackets that secure the dash to the helm. Now, to remove your clip, your clasp, simply squeeze that locking tab and that will unlock the latch. Once the latch is unlocked, you can rotate it away from the display to pull away from the plug. Here's another up-close shot on how to do that with a small tool or a screwdriver. Very simple, it unlocks just like this. Now that the display is freed up, we will show you how to open and access to determine what version of screen you need to order before placing your order. Very important to check this before placing an order to avoid selecting the wrong thing and having to deal with returns. So first up, we need one tool, a T10 screwdriver. You can also use a bit driver as long as you don't apply too much torque. This is plastic and it can easily crack. So all you have to do is remove these 4 screws in the corners. Here we're going to show you at the first how to do it with a standard driver, but with the bit driver it makes the job much faster. These screws will be reused, so definitely keep track of them and put them in a safe place. With all 4 screws removed, we can separate the back from the front. This is held in place with a rubber gasket. And now we're seeing this is version 1. That little white U on the cables, that identifies this as version 1. So if you have that, go ahead and place your mail-in repair order or do-it-yourself kit for version 1. However, some models use a separate one called version 2, and they're identified by not having the U-shaped print. So we want to check that. It seems that this version 2 is used prior to 2020, but I would recommend checking just to make sure. It's very quick. So now, if you go with the do-it-yourself repair kit, this is what you'll receive in the box. You'll have your upgraded replacement screen assembly. The touchscreen, the LCD comes as one unit. You'll have a couple handy repair tools that we'll show you how to use right now to replace your screen. All in all, it shouldn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes to install this. There's no programming, no dealer visits. Simply remove the old screen and install the new one, and everything works properly. There's no calibration. All of your settings are preserved. So just like before, we're going to remove the 4 screws in the corners. T10 is the size of that screw. The back housing will lift away from the front part, secured with that rubber silicone gasket. Be careful here when you separate this. You don't want to rip or damage anything. So you're working with small electronics, be very gentle, and you can kind of orient the original screen just like this. So it's kind of flat on a table or a surface. And now we're going to zoom in and show you how to very, very carefully unlock these connectors. This is plastic. They are oftentimes brittle. Don't use too much force or you're going to damage the connector and have to order a new unit. So here, the importance is to be careful and precise. This little plastic tool is perfect size to unlock the orange smaller cable. Simply put it on the edges of the black lock and gently push down until it stops. Don't push too hard or it'll separate, and that will require a purchase of a new unit. It's not necessary. Next, move to the larger cable. It's a bit tighter, so you can use your finger to kind of unlock that. Try and be even with the pressure to kind of just pull it away from the receptacle, and then that will free up your cables. And that's it. So the opposite of the removal will be how you install it, but we'll show that now. But anyway, to install the new touchscreen assembly, we have to remove it from its plastic housing. So I recommend a heat gun. Apply heat to the black area of the screen to kind of soften that glue up. And this pry tool that comes with your installation kit is the perfect size to slice open this old tape from your old screen and separate it so you can reuse your plastic housing. Go around the edge gently. There'll be a tape or foam tape residue there that you can remove with a scraper tool that will also be in your box of your repair kit. Clean it up as best you can to make sure that the new screen gets nice, good adhesion to this plastic bezel, this plastic housing piece. Your new screen will have double-sided tape pre-installed, so you can use that to re-stick it to the tape. All right, the other thing to note here is that there is a larger side and a smaller side. So this will ensure that your screen goes in properly and in the right orientation. You see how the bottom side is very large and then the top is much smaller. So orient your screen so the glass is facing that way. You can remove the tape backing strips and then place that glass, the double-sided tape down and firmly press it against the plastic so it seats nicely. This is a prototype in the photo, so it doesn't have that double-sided tape, but we will simulate that for you here. So now the new screen's installed, and we simply have to reconnect the two cables, just like before. So making sure that connector is unlocked, you're going to want to push that in flat and straight all the way in. And we will go ahead and while you're holding it in place, just click up on that brown black connector. You'll see a white strip. That is where it should be. You should see that totally even and at the base of the connector if you got it in all the way. This is installed properly. So we can move on to the next one. And it's very, very similar. We're going to orient that small thin cable in the connector. Use your little pliers to hold it in place, and while you're holding it securely, go ahead and lock that connector very gently. Don't overdo it with any too much force. You're going to break something. And now we have it connected. So go ahead and press the front housing over the back of the silicone gasket here. Tighten your screws just like before, and everything's done. If your touch is not working, that means that you either ordered the wrong part or have not installed the smaller cable properly, in which case go back in and open it and make sure it's resecured straight and in all the way. If your video is not showing, that means your big connector is not properly seated, so check that one. The most important thing here is to be gentle and be patient. Don't use too much force on these small electronics. If you're not comfortable working with small electronics like this, definitely send it in for the mail and repair service so you don't damage anything. And there we can see that everything works properly on this test. Looks great. All of the settings are preserved. It looks just like factory. Nice matte anti-glare finish. You can find these repair services at mtcscreens.com. This is the mail-in repair service or the DIY kit. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the 7-inch videos on the Yamaha Connext system.